Hey, what's up everybody? This is Bedbug Brian. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 2 of my raid series. We're in the Ringworm settlement once again. We're facing 45 enemies. We have 4 regular archers, 4 adept, and 3 master archers, and a whole lot of marauders. As you can see, they're pretty well equipped. Got a nice mix of chainmail and plate mail, lots of gambesons, light armor, stuff like that. Their weapons are probably pretty good too, and since they're ruthless, the marauders, they're fairly skilled. Okay, that's the enemy. This is the settlement. Let's kind of look at the path of where they're going to go here. That's where they are in the hills. They have a little bit of a distance to travel, and that is the main gate in the front. There's a total of 3 gates. This one we're going to call the West Gate. It's very simple. I put down about 10 wood traps, and I had like 20 stick traps from like early on in the beginning of the game. I didn't go too crazy with traps. So this again is called the West Gate, and there are 3 reinforced doors they have to get through. I just designed it to where we could just get into melee, because that's kind of the emphasis of this settlement, is to figure out whether or not I can handle doing more melee than archery. So this is the front. That center piece with the regular limestone, this is the original piece there. There are 4 reinforced doors. So that's the real biscuits and gravy of the defense. Like, I'm really relying on that to survive. So these 3 gates on the outer perimeter are just to slow things down. But last battle, they only managed to destroy 1 door. So this is the east gate, and so you can see there's a balcony up there that's protected, so none of their archers can shoot at my archers. They would have to go through the door first and just kind of shorten the distance. This is the main gate, and I would call it the north gate. So again, we have some wood traps, and originally I put down about 10 stick traps. And this is a shooting gallery. You'll see a reinforced door right up here, and I have 1 melee guy, and then I can have several archers standing on top of that door. And so the melee settler gets to do 1-on-1 or 1-on-2, and they have support with archers. But if I wanted to, I can use that shooting gallery and have a lot of archers going toe-to-toe with their archers if they're willing to come in and face the traps and stuff. So that's what this is kind of set up for. And then on the top I have a stairway. It's unfinished. I've been very busy doing like heavy agricultural stuff and lots of mining, but eventually we'll have Merlons up on the top there. But at the very least, that stair is for when we ultimately get the victory and they start running off. We could send our archers to the top and just shoot at them as they run. Last episode we got into it. I said I was going to lock the doors because it's really scary to get into battles. The perimeter already is so large that when you get into a fight and you start looking at one settler, there's all kind of chaos going on the other side of the map here. So I was like, I'm going to lock the doors. So that's what we did this time. Okay, so the first thing I did is I set 3 settlers to go lock the 3 different doors. Now I'm just going to set up, just to start with, 3 hours of leisure, and then I'm going to select individual settlers and get them armed. Though while I'm not interacting with them, they can start eating and drinking and praying. I'm learning to take more time with these battles. There's no reason to completely mess up everyone's schedule, exhaust them, and risk the possibility of going into rebellion. So instead, I arm everyone up, make sure, if you look here, this is the main bedroom here, and it's also where the first main entrance into the building. So if someone gets hurt and the enemy gets to this door, I can quickly put people to bed and patch them up, and then maybe get them back to fighting if need be. But there's all their armor all ready to go. I have armor racks that have my best helmets and my best body armor available at this point, given my technology. So I just started making plate mail. I just didn't have time to make any body armor, so we're going to have to use some fine chainmail. Most of them are 35 armor rating, something like that, brand new. We've already had enough time to lock the 3 doors and send all of, what do we have, 8 settlers to this main bedroom here, and then to get armed up. And then from there, I'm going to look at who's not tired, who needs to eat, who needs to drink, and then go, and manage that accordingly. Alright, so I have 5 of the 8 already armored up, ready to go, and in that amount of time, the 3 that I sent to lock the doors just finished locking the doors, and I'm going to have them head to this room. Let's do a quick check. No one at the north gate, no one at the west. Okay, I'm about to give you the fastest tour imaginable of the main building here. Top floor is going to be the library. Second floor is the master bedroom. Third is the tailor shop. And then the bottom floor is our armory right now. So we finally managed to cut out the rest of the mountain there. So we have this big workshop. So I love it. Here's the tailoring shop, and then we have 2 temples. There's the master bedroom, and to the left we have a grand hall that's 2 stories, open floor. Once I had them dressed, I probably should have just looked at like what they're wearing and what the stats are. Like that one guy got a superior great helm that made of iron. I accidentally made it of iron and not steel, but still it's like 50 something armor rating, so it's the best equipment I've ever made so far in this game, so it's really exciting stuff for me. So now that I have most of them dressed, we're going to go through and we're just going to look at if they have any room at all to eat food and have any need whatsoever to drink alcohol. We're just going to force them to eat and drink. I mean, there's going to be no complaints there. But the idea behind that is if it's a prolonged battle and I do have to have everyone at attention, they don't, start having all these negative morale issues and negative mood modifiers. So they'll last longer this way. We have nothing but aged fine wine and roasted meats for them to eat at the moment. Maybe a couple of stews. Okay, everyone's stuffed and drunk, and it's really turning into a party. But now the enemy is finally just arriving. The first guy is on the west gate over there. So he's starting to go through the wood traps. Now, this is a surprise raid, so I am wasting some time, and that allows the enemy to get some real work done on that door. So I could have probably done a better job of rotating people out and just getting my frontline guys already in position. I don't need everyone all at the same time to go to battle. So Lionette, he's going to be one of my archers. So he'll go up to the north gate. The enemy has split up into 2 big groups, and the third group is all the way to the east. Cuthbert is, you can see him on the bottom left here. He's heading to the west gate, and I would say that first door is probably halfway gone already. So now we're finally getting into the battle. That said, I don't feel panicked at all. It's going exactly according to plan. My defenses are set up to just kind of delay the enemy, to give me time to get armored up, fed, and all that has worked out just fine so far. Osvith is the last person to eat and drink, so we're going to send him up to one of the gates here. I had 3 people taking naps and everyone else is in position. We're looking at the east gate, and 3 of them so far have gotten some damage from the wooden traps. Cuthbert has finally arrived on the west gate. He takes his first swing and hits for 23 points of damage, so not too bad. Cuthbert was the hero of last episode. He killed something like 15 to 17 enemies himself using a long sword. He has a melee of 23 to 24, something like that. I had some trouble fighting the enemy, and I began to wonder if it's because we have locked doors. I'm going to send Steven over to the east gate and probably at least 1 archer as a buddy system. That way if he gets incapacitated, there's somebody there to pick him up and carry him to bed immediately. I have Lionette in position now. If he stays in this position and shoots at the enemy, he can't be shot by an archer because he's protected by that wall. Edhita's on the ground fighting with a short sword and a kite shield, but again, as you can see the pathing, I keep trying to tell her to attack and she wants to go around, and I think it's because of the locked doors. Or the fact that it's not a long two-handed weapon, I don't know. So we're going to change out weapons and unlock the doors. Stephen is finally at the east gate, and he's going to take his first swing, and we have the same problem. He's not able to hit the enemy, and again, I don't know if it's because of the doors locked or if he's using a short sword. So we're going to have him swap out into a two-handed weapon, and we're going to unlock the doors. Now that I have to send my two of my three melee settlers, I'm wasting a ton of time here because of the stupid door situation. So I'm not worried we're not in trouble, but I could be killing a lot more enemies. Instead, we're running around like crazy trying to switch out weapons and stuff. But it's a good chance to try out my Berdishes. I think they're both fine quality, and they might be made of steel. I'm not sure, but it would be interesting. I haven't really used them in the past, so it'd be nice to see what kind of damage we're going to get out of them. Steven's on his way back to the main building. I'm just going to leave that archer there. Okay, Cuthbert unlocks the door here, and then we'll finally get back into the action. And he gets a swing in for 30, so that's about right. I've seen him do 30 to 35 as the normal hits, and then he's done 55 and 99 points worth of damage with critical hits. Okay, so Steven and Edhita are finally back at the armory, and we are now swapping out weapons. I'll send Edhita to the east gate, and for now I guess I'll send Steven also to the east gate since they're bunched up over there. Cuthbert and Lionette are just plowing through enemies. Oh, 50 points of damage. I don't really need to risk Cuthbert being out in the open like this, but we might as well. No one else is around. Just get rid of as many enemies as quickly as possible. Let's see what else is going on. Alright, this is why I wanted to have doors locked, because if they're not drafted, they'll start doing random things. I mean, fortunately, there's no enemies around. He's resetting traps, and they're the wood traps. So we'll go ahead and let him do it. But man, that's how you lose settlers right there. I really don't need to have 3 gates. It would be so much easier just to have the one as far as on the wall, and then have a backup one at the house. But it adds to the complexity, and then when we're not in battle, it's nice because then settlers can go where they want. They don't have to go only in one route to get to the outside world. Cuthbert continues to dominate his area. They keep trying to trickle in one by one in the northern central gate. Big mistake for them, though. Steven is over at the eastern gate there. He's got the door unlocked finally and his brand new fine Berdiche. So let's see what he can do with this thing. 75 points of damage, and he probably doesn't have like more than 15 melee or something like that. So that tells me to keep making those things. If we can get a flawless Berdiche that's made of of steel, then we'll be talking about some damage there. Good job, Steven. Yvette is getting kind of swarmed over here. I'm a little concerned, and I'm already seeing a design problem. We forgot to put some limestone blocks up on the walls, and now the enemy is able to get onto the wall and have a line of sight on Yvette. So this is not a good situation at all. something that was unexpected. I made some last minute changes to the construction. I really didn't check my work, and now I'm going to pay for it. Yvette has level 15 melee. She's able to use the long sword. I think that's what she's using now. So I'm happy with her damage, but now she's half damaged herself. That came as a surprise. There's 17 points of damage. It must have been a master archer. And now she can barely move. I sent some guys running towards her so that way if she passes out we can pick her up. But it's not looking good. Hopefully I can get Yvette to go down the limestone block stairs. That'll be enough distance. They can't get past that door. They'll have to take time to knock it down. So this made me consider bringing all four that were on the central gate to our main defense area and just wait for them to break down the doors. That'll give me time to patch anyone who's wounded and get them all squared away. But we have plenty of time. We just need to get away from the archer's line of sight. I was liking Yvette's chances there until she veered off. Apparently she wasn't manually drafted and she was just fleeing, so that gave the archers more opportunities to shoot her. Then got hit by 16 points. Fortunately, it didn't kill her outright. It only knocked her out. She has like 1 or 2 hit points. So I just immediately told someone to pick her up, send her off to bed, and tend her the wounds there, and hopefully it'll be a successful patch-up job and she won't bleed out or anything. Steven is doing the work on the eastern gate still here. I'm not too worried, but there's a risk of getting trapped, so just needs to get this kill in and maybe the other one and start running back to the main structure. I'd like to give a shout out to Candy the chicken for giving birth to a new baby chicken named Leica. We're taking things minute by minute here, but Yvette is still alive by 1 hit point. It really comes down to whoever this is. Baldwin, can we get in a lucky bandage here? Don't fail at it. It's Yvette's life hanging in the balance here. We will keep you posted on the results of this operation. Hopefully our thoughts and prayers go out to Yvette. The looters pulled away from the western gate, so that made me decide to scramble back to the central gate and get ready for more battle. Steven moved on to the next marauder here. He's quietly putting on a good show, just killing enemies one by one, and they're no chumps. They are ruthless marauders. Many of them have plate mail. If not, they have good gambesons on, and he's working with a two-handed Berdich, and nothing to write home about, but very steady work, putting in about 18 points of damage every swing when he's not missing. So, very pleased. Oh, correction, that was Edhita this whole time. So she killed 2 marauders back to back, and as you can see, she just now got up to level 6. So that's actually a pretty good effort. Okay, I just saw at the west gate. Now that I moved my 4 settlers to the main gate, the enemy went back to the west gate again, so now I have to worry about that door dropping. So Edhita needs to kill this guy and head back to the main structure. Once and for all, I'll bring in my guys and we'll wait for the final battle. Since we have an enemy close by, we might as well try to kill as many as we can while we're out, and we just need to keep a very close eye on the hit points of that western door up there. I'll send some archers to the shooting gallery over here, see if they can start attacking the middle again. That final reinforced door to the west has 386 hit points, so we still have a little bit of time, but I can't mess around for too long. Good job, Edhita. That went surprisingly well for level 6 melee. Okay, we are going to send her behind those doors. And we'll finish this guy off while we're here. But that's it. We'll start heading back to the fort. Okay, this last guy is wisely wanting to run away. Let's see if our archers can finish him off. 21 points and a miss. I'm going to check on that door. So, yeah, we need to hurry up. 21 points again. I think I'm going to send Cuthbert out there to finish him off. No one gets away. He actually didn't. Ooh, 44 points, 13 points. This guy's in some serious trouble. Nice. Good teamwork. Teamwork really does make the dream work. Okay, good job, guys. Well, send these guys back to the fort there. Get ready for the next wave of battle. It looks like Yvette is patched up. She's not going to bleed out on us. Who knows how many hit points she has, but that was a close one. This battle has lasted quite a long time, so I went ahead and put in orders for some of the crew to start taking 3-hour naps, and we'll just, as long as we have a good solid melee guy at the front door, we'll be fine. This battle has lasted from the afternoon all through night, and now it's morning time. And when we got started, I made sure to force feed them and make sure they drink and they're already hungry again. That's how long this battle's been going on. People have taken 3 and 4 hour shift naps, you know, like this is crazy. I forgot that I set some dogs to battle, and I couldn't get it to stop. So once it sees blood, there's just no stopping it. So unfortunately, I'm going to lose a dog, but I have like 12 of them that are trained. They're all hauling and everything, so it's interesting. He's doing a surprisingly good job. Quite a bit of damage there. But what I would like to do is wait for a victory, and then when the enemy's running off the battlefield, send out a whole pack of dogs and just have them munch down the wounded. The second thought to that is, as a battle goes on, if we successfully wipe out all their marauders and it gets down to their archers, let the archers in. We'll be in the fort, and then set all the dogs to battle, and then that way it disrupts the archers, and then we can take our melee guys and run to the archers because they'll be having to use their fists to defend themselves. Wow, finally. So 14 hours, 38 minutes. It's got to be a record for a battle. We didn't lose anybody. We lost one reinforced door. We lost a dog, and it was one of our bravest. So now we're going to try that idea. Set the dogs to battle. See if they can pick up any of the slow movers out there. Cuthbert is one of my animal tamers, and he's extremely good. I don't know what the actual level is. It's, 27 to 30, something like that. He's tamed a ton of animals. So this makes me want to train some wolves and maybe get a bear just for situations like these, because they're going to obviously run faster than any of the enemies that are wearing armor. So these guys are moving pretty good, even though they're close to death in a lot of cases. This is the first time ever using attack dogs, and I gotta tell you, it is just so fun to see them do this. Of course, you can't control who they attack. I mean, it would be nice if they finished that other one who's close to death anyways, but it was just a tester idea, and this is great. So we're going to put a little work into it later on. But awesome. What a success. No one died. There's not a huge cleanup to do, so I'm good. Everyone got a little bit of battle experience once again. So, great. Great all around. Unfortunately, I lost 2 dogs total. One dog died out in the wild, I think, against that wolf that's munching on him now. And the other one was a brave attack dog. Well, that concludes episode 2 of Going Medieval Raids. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you next time.